Some people don't just enjoy being liked, they need it. They feel calm when everyone approves of them, but deeply uncomfortable when even one person seems disappointed, distant, annoyed, or unimpressed. And the painful part is, they may look friendly on the outside, but inside, they are constantly checking. Did I say the wrong thing? Do they still like me? Did I disappoint them? Why did their energy change? Psychology explains why this happens. People who want to be liked by everyone are not always fake or weak. Often, they are trying to feel safe. One of the biggest reasons is something psychologists call the need to belong. Social psychologists Roy Baumeister and Mark Leary argued that human beings have a powerful need for belonging and connection. In simple words, the brain is wired to care about acceptance. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by the group could threaten survival. So even today, social rejection can feel emotionally painful, because the brain still treats belonging as safety. But in some people, this need becomes extremely intense. They don't just want connection. They become afraid of disconnection. And once that fear takes over, being liked stops feeling like a preference. It starts feeling like emotional survival. This is where approval seeking begins. A person starts changing their behavior depending on who is around them. They become more agreeable, more polite, more helpful, more quiet, more funny, more careful. They study what others like, then shape themselves around it. At first, this can look like emotional intelligence. But over time, it can become emotional self-erasure, because the person is no longer asking, "What do I actually feel?" They are asking, "What version of me will keep everyone comfortable?" Psychologists sometimes connect this to impression management. Impression management means trying to control how others see you. Everyone does this sometimes, but people who deeply need approval often do it constantly. They monitor their tone, their facial expressions, their jokes, their opinions, their mistakes, even their silence. They become performers in social situations, trying to avoid anything that might make others judge them. And this becomes exhausting because you cannot relax when your identity feels like a performance. Another reason people want everyone to like them is rejection sensitivity. Rejection sensitivity means the brain reacts strongly to real or imagined signs of rejection. A short reply feels personal. A delayed text feels threatening. A neutral expression feels cold. A small disagreement feels like the relationship is breaking. The person may not even have clear evidence that someone dislikes them, but their nervous system acts as if rejection has already happened. So they overcorrect. They apologize too much. They explain too much. They become extra kind. They try to repair problems that may not even exist. And slowly, they train themselves to chase approval instead of trusting connection. This often begins early. Many people who want to be liked by everyone grew up learning that love had conditions. Maybe they were praised when they behaved perfectly, accepted when they stayed quiet, loved when they performed well, approved of when they made others proud, but criticized when they had needs, ignored when they disagreed, punished when they showed difficult emotions. Psychologist Carl Rogers described something similar through the idea of conditions of worth. This means a person begins to believe, "I am only worthy when I meet certain expectations." So instead of feeling loved for who they are, they feel valued for how well they please others. And when that belief enters adulthood, the person may unconsciously live by a hidden rule. If people like me, I am safe. If people approve of me, I matter. If no one is upset with me, I can relax. But this kind of peace is fragile because it depends on everyone else's mood, and no human being can control everyone else's mood. Another major pattern is the fawn response. Many people know about fight, flight, and freeze. But trauma researchers also describe fawning as a survival response. Fawning means trying to stay safe by pleasing, appeasing, or emotionally managing other people. Instead of fighting back, leaving, or shutting down, the person becomes agreeable. They smile when uncomfortable. They say yes when they mean no. They hide anger. They avoid conflict. They make themselves easy to love and hard to reject. And from the outside, they may look kind, but internally, they may feel trapped. Because kindness feels different when it comes from freedom, and when it comes from fear. This is one of the hidden struggles of people who want to be liked by everyone. They often don't know where their kindness ends and their fear begins. They may help people because they genuinely care, but they may also help because disappointing someone feels unbearable. They may agree because they want peace, but they may also agree because disagreement feels dangerous. They may forgive easily, but sometimes they forgive because they are terrified of losing the relationship. And this creates emotional confusion, because the person may become liked by many people, while feeling unknown by almost all of them. Everyone likes the version of them that is easy, helpful, calm, available, understanding. But very few people see the deeper version, the tired version, the angry version, the version with needs, the version that wants to say, "I can't do this," the version that wants to be loved without performing. This is why people who want everyone to like them often feel lonely, even when they are socially accepted, because acceptance is not the same as authenticity. Being liked for a mask does not feel the same as being loved for the truth. There is also something called the sociometer theory. Psychologist Mark Leary proposed that self-esteem works like an internal social meter. It rises when we feel accepted and drops when we feel rejected. For people who depend heavily on approval, that internal meter becomes too sensitive. A compliment can make their whole day. A cold look can ruin it. A message left unseen can make them question everything. Their self-worth becomes tied to other people's reactions. And that is a painful way to live. Because when your self-worth depends on being liked, every interaction becomes a test. Every silence becomes a threat. Every disagreement becomes proof that you failed. And eventually, the person becomes afraid of being fully honest. They avoid saying what they really think. They hide their preferences. They laugh at jokes they don't find funny. They stay in conversations they want to leave. They accept treatment they don't deserve. They become experts at keeping peace, but strangers to their own boundaries. And boundaries are often the hardest part, because boundaries risk disapproval. A boundary says, "This is what I need. This is what I won't accept. This is where I stop." For someone who wants everyone to like them, that can feel terrifying, because setting a boundary may make someone annoyed. And if someone gets annoyed, their nervous system may interpret that as rejection. But here is the important truth. People who only like you when you have no boundaries do not like the real you. They like your availability, your silence, your compliance, your usefulness. Real connection can survive honesty. Real respect can handle boundaries. Real love does not require you to abandon yourself to keep it alive. This is why healing from approval seeking does not mean becoming cold or selfish. It means becoming honest. It means learning that not everyone has to like you for you to be okay. It means understanding that rejection is uncomfortable, but it is not always dangerous. It means allowing some people to misunderstand you without rushing to repair your image. It means choosing authenticity over universal approval. Because the goal is not to become disliked. The goal is to stop being controlled by the fear of being disliked. And one of the strongest psychological shifts a person can make is this. Instead of asking, "How do I make them like me?" ask, "Do I even feel like myself around them?" That question changes everything. Because the right people will not need you to perform constantly. They will not punish you for having needs. They will not disappear the moment you disagree. They will not require you to shrink yourself to stay accepted. And slowly, the person learns something powerful. Being liked by everyone is not freedom. Being able to be yourself without fear is freedom. Because approval can feel good for a moment. But authenticity gives peace that approval never could. If this video connected with you, comment which part felt most true. And if you enjoy deep psychology content like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more videos about human behavior, emotions, relationships, self-worth, and the hidden patterns of the mind. See you in the next one.